Hey YouTubers, my name is Andrea. Welcome to my channel, Andrea René Abroad, where I talk about Peace Corps, travel, and working abroad. As most of you already know, I was evacuated from Peace Corps in April along with the other 168 volunteers who were working in country. I have been on admin hold for approximately a month and a half, and I have some updates for you all that I would like to share with you today. So in case you are new to my channel or this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos and you're curious about what a Peace Corps evacuation looks like, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to my first evacuation video. This is actually the third video in a series about Peace Corps evacuation. So I want to go ahead and redirect you to those two videos first, as I won't be discussing the details of my evacuation in this video. So in this video, I want to specifically talk about what my admin hold has looked like for the last month and a half and what I've been doing, and just talk about some coping strategies for both being in a situation where you don't know whether or not you're going to go back to your country of service, and how you can maybe even plan for the future if the probability of you going back does not look so great. I just received the email yesterday that we will not be going back to Peace Corps Nicaragua. I definitely saw this coming. I've been following the news that's been coming out of Nicaragua. I've been talking to my host family and the teachers that I was working with, and it really was not looking so great. We got an email from Peace Corps Washington yesterday saying that admin hold will end on June 25th and our close of service, our COS, will be June 26th. So they will no longer be extending the admin hold for Nicaragua, and all of us will be COSing. That's obviously really sad news, but like I said, I saw it coming. And really, I think the part that's going to be the most difficult about this, because I've had a lot of time to process it myself, the thing that's going to be the most difficult for me is going to be calling all of the Nicaraguans. I'm going to call them before I post this video, but as I'm filming this video, I have not yet called the Nicaraguans. Basically, why I feel like this is going to be the hardest part about ending my service this way is there's already a lot of civil unrest in Nicaragua right now. And the fact that I'm going to be calling them and saying, hey, I'm no longer going to come back and be paying my rent, you know, because they depended on that money. Calling the teachers I was working with and being like, hey, I can no longer work with you in the classroom. There won't be that native English language support for your students in the classroom anymore. I feel like that's just like an additional blow, right? Because the situation there is already really serious. And the fact that they're going to be cut off from their Peace Corps volunteers and aid, that's going to be really hard. That's basically where I'm at right now. I thought that I would take a little bit of time to talk to you all about what I've been doing during my admin hold. Maybe you two are going through an evacuation right now, whether it's from Peace Corps or some other international foreign aid service, whatever it may be, where, you know, the rug was pulled out from under your feet and those around you. What have I been doing for the last month and a half? For the first month, and again, I did mention this in my other video, we were given an admin hold allowance. It's $35 a day, so not a ton of money. For the first month, I still kind of held out hope that I would be going back. The news coming out of Nicaragua wasn't that horrible in the first 2 weeks. Well, I purchased this camera that I'm filming on right now for my channel because I thought, well, this is like an additional $35 a day, and we got it all in one go. It's additional $35 a day that I don't necessarily like need to spend on anything specifically. So I was like, well, you know what? I really enjoy making YouTube videos. How about I use this money to fund my YouTube channel? So I did buy a new camera for you all so that the quality of my videos is better. And I continue to make videos once a week for the first month. So check out my videos if you haven't seen them yet, and I hope you think the quality is better than when I was filming on my iPad back in Nicaragua. So I was making a weekly video. I was spending a lot of time with friends and family. I didn't really make any types of investments or purchases when I was here. I didn't have that much clothing, but I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm probably going back to Nicaragua, you know, where I can wear my work clothes, my polos and stuff that I actually left all that stuff back in Nicaragua. So didn't buy any new clothing, didn't even get a haircut. Didn't make any of those kind of investments because I was like, well, I might still be going back to Nicaragua and making these investments don't really matter. So yeah, pretty much I like only bought the camera and that was kind of it. And then the rest of the money I was just kind of spending on like hanging out with friends and stuff. Then about a month in, the news got pretty bad and they started putting barricades up in all of the major cities in Nicaragua, and it became increasingly obvious that even if we wanted to go back to Nicaragua, we wouldn't even be able to get back to our sites because a lot of the buses aren't running and the roads are blocked, and it just wasn't looking too great. And it just happened that one of my friends, her sister works at a preschool here in town and they were looking to hire some people for the summer. So my friend was like, hey, why don't you text my sister, find out if you can maybe interview for this job? And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it because it doesn't seem like I'm gonna go back. So I went ahead and interviewed for that and I ended up getting the job. When I did the interview, I did let them know, I said, hey, I would love to help you guys out. However, I am on admin hold for Peace Corps and there is a small possibility. And I told him, I was like, this is maybe like a 10% chance that I will go back to Nicaragua, at which point I will no longer be able to work at your preschool. So I basically got the job and he was like, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I've been talking to some of my other friends, obviously from Peace Corps, and a lot of them also started to make the same steps that I did. A lot of them started applying to jobs and looking at more serious jobs for the fall. I wouldn't say that I was losing hope, but I also wasn't counting on going back anymore, and I was aware of the fact that I would need to start making plans. When you are on admin hold, it is in cycles of 30 days. So Peace Corps first put us on a 30-day hold, and then it was increased to a 60-day hold. It was no longer increased after the 60-day hold. The 60 days ends on June 25th. Once it increased to the 60-day hold, that's when I started making like a few more investments, permanent investments, I guess you could say. So like at that point I was like, okay, I need to get like an American haircut. You know, I needed more clothing, obviously, because I have a new job now, so I need to like look presentable for my job. Coping strategies for if you are on admin hold or if you have been evacuated from whatever job that you have abroad. I would say don't isolate yourself. Talk to your friends and family. Talk to the people back in the country where you were evacuated from. Keep in touch with them. The last thing they need right now is isolation. They are probably going through a really difficult time, and you reaching out to them just shows them that you care and that you're still thinking about them. And I know I still think about the Nicaraguans every day because my service meant a lot to me, right? So reach out to the people in the country where you were helping and serving in, and talk to your fellow volunteers. It's just really helpful to just kind of like as a soundboard to talk to them and have them share their own ideas about what they're going through. And you know, I think they were also, whenever I talked to them, like we both acknowledged, like it was definitely like a two-way exchange. Like it was helpful for me and it was helpful for them. Also find another outlet. So for me, I've been like exercising a lot just because it helps me, one, get my energy out, but also just kind of like sweat it all out, if you know what I mean. That's been really helpful. I've also actually, and I really do recommend this, try and maintain a regular sleeping schedule if you are on admin hold or evacuation. It just really helped me to not get so lethargic because I didn't really have a set schedule, especially during the first 30 days. I think that's like pretty much the advice that I have for you all. I mostly wanted to make this video to update you all on the situation. As of right now, they said that we're gonna have a conference call on Monday. On that conference call, we'll find out more information about what this process of transitioning from admin hold into being a returned Peace Corps volunteer, an RPCV, will look like. I'll continue to make videos for you all. Sorry that I didn't make videos for 2 weeks. It was just starting to get to the point where I wasn't sure whether to talk about Peace Corps in present tense, past tense, future tense, if I was going back. I just wanted to get more information before I continued to make videos. Like I said before, this channel is not over. This channel is about Peace Corps travel and working abroad, so I definitely have some exciting news to share with you all about what's going to be happening in the future as far as those two things go. So stay tuned, please subscribe, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Also feel free to comment below, like even though I'm sure you all are like, oh my gosh, like are you okay? I am okay. I am mostly worried about, like I said, calling the Nicaraguans. Like, really, if anyone's not okay, it's the Nicaraguans. So that's where I'm at. I hope you all like this video, and I will see you all next week.